Hi, we're Ellie and David. Join us as we overland the Americas in Yak, our Land Rover Defender.
Yak's already taken us across Europe and Central Asia, but this expedition will be our biggest challenge yet.
We're overlanding from the southern tip of Argentina all the way to Prudhoe Bay, Alaska. Follow along as we experience all the extremes and beauty of a simple life on the road in our Pan-American adventure.
We ordered mojarra roja, I think it was called. I think it's a bit like tilapia, which I haven't had before. It looks amazing. Let's dig in.
We're assuming it's probably quite fresh.
David's being a very brave boy because he doesn't usually like fish.
That's really nice.
Yeah? It's mango biche?
Sí.
Ellie has been talking about this for the last 2 months. Describe it to us.
It's that was quite sour. Basically unripe mango, green mango. They put like lime juice and salt and sometimes chili on it.
You don't just put salt in it, she absolutely piled it
There's
on.
quite a bit of salt. So good. It's like sweet and sour and salty.
The plan over the next couple of days it's not super stressful, but we've got a lot to do. So we're going to have a beach day today. I'm probably going to spend most of that sorting the Land Rover out because I'm not very good at sitting still.
He'll manage about 10 minutes, I reckon.
But we've got to sort the Land Rover out because tomorrow, we've got to clear out the Land Rover. We've got to give it a good clean after that track. But the day after tomorrow, we're taking it to the port for our drug inspection before we ship to Mexico. For those of you who don't know, we're not allowed to do Costa Rica, Nicaragua, or El Salvador because for whatever reason they don't let right-hand drive vehicles in. So we can't ship across Panama to Costa Rica, we have to ship to Mexico, to Veracruz. Unfortunately, they don't do container shipping, which means we're having to ship row.
Which we never planned to do originally.
Yeah.
Just because you're a little bit more vulnerable and things are a bit more exposed to potential robberies. We've had a few kind of negative reviews about people who've done it before, and it's obviously a lot more secure when it's in a container, but that's just not possible.
What Overland Sally said we could do was, after they've done the drug inspection, we can plastic wrap the lot of it.
I'm hoping because Yak doesn't actually look too flashy compared to a lot of people's
Yeah.
overland rigs, that they might just assume we're poor.
Yeah. I have done my customary 10 minutes on the beach, and now I just want to get on and sort the Land Rover. Okay, hopefully, through the magic of Ellie's editing, the Land Rover will be done. And when I say done, I mean everything is out of the back, so I can now sweep it out and start putting stuff back in bags where it belongs. It is pretty unbelievable the amount of stuff you accumulate when you're travelling. You just forget stuff you've been given by people or you've bought, and when you're living like we are with a very, very simple setup, stuff just does kind of fall into little nooks and crannies everywhere. So this is a really nice opportunity to kind of reduce what we've got, go a bit more minimalist again, decide what we're going to keep, what we're going to throw out. So these are the mattresses that we slept on when it was cold. This here is the Mark from our anti-leak technology fairy liquid, which leaked all over the bed platform. So I'm going to get these two out, sweep the bed platform out, and then just repack everything. For those of you who are interested at all, this was the bed platform we had for the last trip, the Central Asia trip, and Ellie's dad, myself and Reese, who joined us in Bolivia, kind of adapted it slightly, added these two side bits with space for the fridge up there, this side bit here, just so we could fit the two mattresses and have a space for us to sleep inside should we need. Okay, now that it is swept out, it's time to put everything back in. Yak's all unpacked and reorganised. It took about 2.5 hours, not too bad. Still quite a bit of stuff to do tomorrow, but pleased with that. We're going to head to Cartagena now and find some food. We got the Land Rover cleaned this morning, did a very, very thorough job of it. We've now got to obviously finish packing, but we've got an Airbnb booked for this evening before we go to the port tomorrow, so we're going to do all the sorting there once we've checked in. But before then, I've got another important job to do, and that is to run Yak down to 20% of its fuel capacity. I made a little mistake because I thought, oh, it's a 15-hour drive, we use a lot of fuel, but actually, because we were going 40 miles an hour, because the roads weren't super quick, we didn't actually end up using a lot of fuel. Currently working at half a tank, so I've got to probably do an hour and a half of driving around Cartagena to try and run that down, which, as you can imagine, is going to be pretty hectic. I'm basically just going to hit the highway out of the city and just drive until it starts going down. It's a very, very hot day, so I'm not really looking forward to it. I've dropped Ellie off at a mall so that she can go to a cafe and do some editing or whatever. So that's my job for today. Obviously you could try and find a mechanic, someone who could kind of remove some of the fuel, but that could take quite a long time. It's also Sunday, so not a lot of the mechanics are open, so best option is just to just drive.
Dale, que está saliendo. ¿Cómo saliendo algo ahí? Es que no llega más tanto porque hay pureza.
Madura.
Eso no entra.
Well, that was interesting. We're very low on cash because obviously we're about to leave and I don't really want to have to exchange anymore or get any more out. So I've been avoiding the toll roads, basically just been doing this 5-kilometre loop of the highway out of the city so we don't have to pay tolls. And the police stopped me basically just to ask what I was doing, because I think they noticed the Land Rover a few times and thought, well, it looks a bit weird, which it is. And I explained the situation to them, and before I knew it, they were finding someone to help. So this poor guy has been siphoning diesel out of the Land Rover, but the problem is we've got the two tanks and they're joined by quite a small connection, so he's not been really able to get the hose in, so he's just had a mouthful of diesel for the past hour. We've maybe got a gallon out, 2 gallons. Still need to do a bit more driving, unfortunately, but he just couldn't do any more. So I bought him some cold water and some Coke just to say thanks.
It's been so nice having this space to sort all our bits out for shipping. We've got a lovely sea view and aircon, which is the most important bit. So we've been given the go-ahead now to take Yak to the port. One slightly unexpected catch is that we're only allowed one of us in the port, so David's going to have to go alone, which is a shame, but I'm not going to complain too much because I get to stay here in the aircon. It does look a little bit like a bomb's gone off in here. Got a lot of stuff to sort. I'm emptying out our kitchen bag and just deep cleaning everything. David's been wiping down the fridge and getting rid of all the food. There's been a lot to do, but yeah, like I said, just really nice having this lovely calming space to do it in.
The day has arrived. It is 6:30. I'm about to drive to the port to start the process. Feeling a little bit nervous, mostly tired, but yeah, see how everything goes today. Today's just customs, and then tomorrow is the narcotics search. Why they need to do such a thorough narcotics search between Colombia and Mexico is beyond me, but gotta do what you gotta do. Got my safety boots on and I'm about to put my fluorescent jacket and hard hat on. The boots don't fit me, they're far too small. Okay, we've done the first customs check and now we've driven another 20 miles south to the port where Yak will be leaving from. Not sure what else we've got to do, but the guy who's helping us said maybe another 2 hours. It's very, very warm, but I'm looking good. So we've been to a load of different huts. About 7 or 8 different people have signed pieces of paper. Don't know what they say, don't know what they're signing. I just sort of do what I'm told, follow instructions. We've been through a scanner and we're now parked up where I think Yak's going to be tonight before the narcotics search. So I don't know if we'll be leaving soon, but it looks like we're close to the final stages.
3 days later, we received confirmation that Yak had left the port, so we packed our bags, said our final goodbyes to South America, and boarded a plane to Mexico City. As we lifted off Colombian soil, we couldn't help but shed a few tears reflecting on the wild ride that had been South America. We couldn't quite believe how much we'd experienced over the last 6 months, and knew it would take more than a plane ride to process.
We're in Mexico! The journey yesterday was actually pretty straightforward. We had a connecting flight in Panama City, so we were technically in Panama for 3 hours. Don't know if we could take that one off the list.
I don't think that counts, David.
Said goodbye to South America. We'll go back at some point, I'm sure, in our life.
Yeah, there are a few places in particular, or a few countries that we don't feel we did enough just because of our time and budget, but doesn't mean we can't go back to them. Like, I'd love to spend so much more time in Colombia, that would be amazing. We are so excited to explore Mexico City. It is huge. Feeling slightly overwhelmed being the country people we are. Yeah, it's massive, but there's so much to see. Obviously there's a huge food scene here, a lot of amazing restaurants, just a super cultural, vibrant place. So yeah, really excited to spend the next 4 days here while we wait for the go-ahead to go pick up yak in Veracruz.
It's taco time. I went for a run this morning, and it turns out that on Sundays from 8 in the morning till 2 in the afternoon they close off the whole highway through the city, which is about, I think, 10 miles in total. So just close it off for cyclists, runners, rollerbladers. Really, really cool experience.
We're not sure how spicy the salsa is, so taking it easy.
David's the guinea pig, the cuy.
¿Es picante? Sí? Muchas gracias.
That was so good. Really good.
Muy rico, gracias. So the gorditas were just a little warm up, just to get the juices flowing. We've come to a taco place and we're going to get our first proper Mexican tacos al pastor. Very excited.
Provechito.
Muchas gracias. It's not a good thing to eat on camera.
Good.
So good. The pineapple makes it. Got some gummy worms with, I think it's chamoy and tajin. So good. We've come to Rico's Tacos Toluca. Very excited, it looks amazing. And the tacos were only about £1.10 each, which is just insane.
So we got rojo, verde, and the habanero. Very, very excited. There was something either the salsa or the guac was quite warm. Trying to put on a brave face. We've come to get a little sweet snack just to finish off.
After 5 days of sightseeing, consuming many tacos, and unsurprisingly getting food poisoning, we received word that yak had arrived at the port in Veracruz, so we hopped on the next flight.
It's Sunday today, and it was Thursday when I went down to the port to start the whole process of unloading yak. All we actually did on that day was go to the bank and pay our deposit for the temporary import permit. and we've got this Airbnb booked for about a week because it apparently can take quite a long time. And we had this whole idea that we were going to rest on the beach and just have a bit of a holiday. But the day that I was at the port, Ellie was really ill, had quite a bad cold and some food poisoning. And then the Friday, I woke up and I felt rough. So the last couple of days, we've actually pretty much just been resting, been pretty ill. But it's been quite a good time to be ill because we've been in a bed, not been with Yak in the heat. Tomorrow, I go for the narcotics inspection on this side, and then apparently it's a couple more days of paperwork, and then we're able to pick Yak up. We're getting pretty restless now because by the time we've got Yak, it probably will have been about 2.5 weeks that we've not been on the road. We've used this time to sort out our solar issue, and we've ordered a 120 watt panel off Mercado Libre to our Airbnb. Just means that we can be in a spot for more than 2 days without having to run the engine like every half a day or so. So looking forward to getting this set up once we've got Yak back. Look what I picked up. It's probably quite hot.
David had a brief check when we were in the port and it doesn't look like anything's been stolen, which is very good news because I don't think it's uncommon actually. We've spent the past 2.5 weeks pretty anxious, especially because it was roll on, roll off, so it's obviously quite a bit more vulnerable than if it was in a shipping container like last time. We did leave 2 phone charger cables out in the cubby box area. There's a little bit of a red herring and I think it's actually worked because we just checked and we can't see them anywhere, so the distraction tactics were successful. We're free! I can't tell you how good it feels to be back on the road. It feels like we've been stopped for months. I know it's only been a couple of weeks. Yeah, so excited to get back out there.
Yak actually feels alright. A lot of the time in shipping, you know, it can roll back and forth and you can build up a bit of slack in the drivetrain. It feels pretty good.
We've just realised that this is actually Yak's 5th continent, which is pretty exciting.
Join us next time as we discover wild swimming paradise in Chiapas, explore some lesser known Aztec ruins, and actually spend more than one night at a camping spot.